Is my screen visible to everyone? All right, awesome. All right, just a recap of yesterday's session. In the yesterday's class, what we have discussed is we have discussed the concept called schema builder, and then we have looked into the concept called page layouts. All right. So page layouts is basically helping us arrange the fields and logically segregate them into sections. All right. And post that we have seen the concept called schema builder, which basically helps us understand the data model that we have in the object. All right. Now, in today's class, what we are going to see is we are going to see how we can establish or how we can connect two different objects is what we are seeing. All right. As a part of that, what we are trying to establish is we are trying to establish this diagram that I am showing on the screen, which is nothing but one to many kind of a relationship. All right. So what exactly we have is there is a kind of a relationship that we are creating here. All right. So we have one record. For that one record, we are basically creating a child to it. All right. We are creating a child to it. So why we are creating this kind of a relationship is, let's say if I have a object A, or let's say I'll put it as parent P. All right. This is an object and it has some records. I'll name that record from the object P as P1. I have this object called P and it has a record called P1. All right. And I'm creating childs to it. I have an object called C, which is a child to this parent, which is the object is nothing but parent P. All right. I'm creating childs to it as C1, C2 and C3. All right. So how am I connecting this C3 record, C1 record with P1, C2 record with P1, C3 with P1 is via relationship in Salesforce. Using relationships in Salesforce, how can you establish relationship in Salesforce is you can use lookup or a master detail relationship. You can use lookup or a master detail relationship in Salesforce. All right, to establish this kind of a relationship, what I'll be doing is I'll be creating a field on my child. Which basically helps me hold the parent information. All right. So what I'll be doing is I'll be creating a field on my child to basically hold my parent information. That is how I'll be establishing this relationship. If you ask me how I'll be building this relationship is, I'll be creating a field on my child where I'll basically use this P1 information in my child. So all these childs will be having this field filled out as P1, so that end of the day, if you see, this all three childs are connected to a parent called P1. All right, all these childs are connected to this parent record called P1. That is where you can establish the relationship. All right, so this is how you can establish the one-to-many relationship. All right, so let's build that relationship and we'll spend some more time on understanding how this parent and child relationship actually works. All right. So as we discussed, there are two types of relationships that we can create. First one is lookup relationship, and second one is master detail relationship. All right. So one quick point that you need to remember while picking a lookup or a master detail relationship is lookup cannot be a mandatory field. It is okay if you are giving a field value, and it is also not okay if you are keeping this field as blank. All right. And in your master detail relationship, your parent field should be populated in your child. That is one thing. And I'll quickly build that relationship and show you how we are basically building that. All right. So I'll quickly move on to the Salesforce and I'll click on setup. All right. This topic will make where what I'm doing is I'm opening the schema builder to show you how we are connecting two objects. All right, yesterday's concept. I'm opening the schema builder. So what I'll do is I'll remove, let me just put this account. I'll remove the other objects. What I want to establish is what I'll tell you. All right, there are some other concepts that are related. So that is why I'm picking the demo object here. All right, so what I'm trying to do is I want to connect this demo August 6 object with account object. So what I want to do is currently my account object is nowhere connected to this demo August 6 batch details object. All right. Now what I want to do is I want to connect this account to this demo object. I want to connect this account to my demo object. All right. So what kind of a relationship or what diagram that I want to build is for a given account A1, or else you can say that for a given account Apollo, I want to basically create a child to it. Right? I want to basically create a child to it. You can visualize the scenario that we have discussed. For a given Apollo hospital, there would be multiple branches. Right? There would be multiple branches. The account is same, but they are situated in multiple locations. They are situated in Gachibowli, they are situated in Madhapur, they are situated in Secunderabad, example. All right. For that kind of a relationship, you don't have to again create an object called location and where you have to create all the location fields. Rather, what you can do is you can basically create a location object. All right. You can create a location object and connect this account object to that location object. All right. For time being, the account acts like an account object, and this demo object basically it would be acting as a location object. Right? So account acts like an account object, and this location of this demo August 6 object will act like a location object. Why we are doing this one, I'll let you know in some time. All right. So I'll let you know why I have selected this object rather than going with the example that we have discussed about work order and an account. All right. I'll get to that point. For time being, what is the kind of assumption that I'm making? I'm making the assumption as the demo August 6 object will be imagined as or assumed as location object. All right. So what I'm trying to build is I want to basically build a data model where I can basically save my account, which is like the hospital names in our project scenario, where I'm trying to save hospital's data, and I have a location object where I will be saving the branch details. So as a part of that, I'm creating this location object where I'll be tagging this account to that. All right. If I just look at this location, if it says Gachibowli location, I'll not get to know to which actual company it is connected to. That is why I'm basically connecting it to the account object, saying that this Gachibowli branch is for Apollo's location. All right. Apollo's account. All right. So that is what we are trying to build. All right. It will all make sense once we start building this model. Right, so currently what I wanted to show in the screen is currently we don't have any relationship between this account and this demo August, which is our location object for now, acting location object for now. All right, I'll get back to the point why I have to basically use this demo object. All right, so for now they are nowhere connected. Do I see any relationship between these two things? No, because there are no lines connecting these two objects for now. All right. Now, having said that, what I'll do is I'll basically go to the demo August 6 object, all right, and go to the object detail page, and I'll create a field. Why am I creating it on the child is because child should have the parent details. Parent is already there. The Apollo account is already been created. Now what I want to do is I want to create locations to it. Kind of branches information is what I want to save, right? Apollo is in this location, Apollo is in this location, Apollo is in XYZ location. All right. So I want to basically understand just by looking at this location record, I need to know which account this branch is connected to which account this branch is connected to. So I'll be able to get that information from my location object. All right. Since our acting location object is demo object, that is why I'm going ahead and creating this field on my child object. All right. So how to create a relationship in Salesforce is go to your child object, click on new button under the custom fields, click on this new button, and the data type that we need to select is lookup relationship. For time being, we'll just understand what is a lookup relationship, then we'll extend our understanding to the other relationships that we have. All right. So what type of relationship that I'm building is I'm building a lookup relationship for now. All right. So I'll select the field type as lookup relationship here, and if I go through this information that I have, which says create a relationship that links an object to another object. When you use this kind of a relationship is if you want to create a relationship that links this object to another object. If you ask me what objects that we are connecting here is, we are connecting this object, which is nothing but acting location object, with another object which is account here. All right, so I'm using this field to connect this object to another object which is account here, location connected with account. And it says the relationship field allows the user to click on a lookup icon. We'll see what exactly it is, lookup icon, to select a value from the pop-up list. All right, so what it is saying is this field allows the user to select a lookup icon, which I'll show you shortly. So what would happen if he selects that, he or she will be able to select a value from the pop-up list. Upon clicking on that lookup icon, you will basically get a kind of a window where you can select items. All right, and post that, what exactly it is saying is the last part of this definition. It says the other object is the source of the values in that list. So other object, in this case account, is basically the values that you see in that pop-up list is what it is saying. All right, so this is what the definition is saying. Once I'll build this entire model, I'll show you how this lookup icon looks like and what are the values that are coming in that related, what are the values that are coming in that pop-up list. All right, so I've selected a lookup relationship here because I want to connect this object to another object. All right, I'm connecting this acting demo, acting location object or actual demo August 6 object with the account. All right, so this is what I'm doing. I've selected the data type in the first place. All right, and I'll click on next. So this is the field creation process. But the extra thing that we have is we need to tell the system that in the second step, we need to tell the system that. So what I've told in the first step, I've told the system that I'm creating a relationship with this object to the other object, but I've not mentioned what is that other object there. All right, so that is what Salesforce is asking me to let me know what is that other object that you are looking for. So that is why it is saying that choose the related object, and it says select the other object which you want. It is saying that select the other object to which this object is related. It is saying that tell me the second object that you want to connect to. All right, from this drop down, since my requirement is to connect this object to the account object, I'll select this account value here. All right, you will have all the objects here. All right, you will have all the objects here. Currently my requirement is to basically connect this demo object, demo August 6 object with the account object, or in our discussion as per our scenario, we are connecting this acting location object to this account. All right, so second step is basically letting the system know that what is the second object that we are trying to connect. So I've selected account here and I'll click on next here. All right, third step is the one that we already know. Third step is the step that we already know. So it is asking me what should be the field name. What should be the field name? I've basically given the same name as account, the field name as account, and description you can fill it out. And this child relationship name, do not change anything, leave it as is, and click on next here. Right, so this step we already know. Apart from this mandatory field which would be auto populated, we'll discuss that in coming classes. For time being, do not change anything here. So give a name to your field. If in case if you don't want to put it as an account, you can change it according to your needs. Right, so this step we already know. I'm clicking on next. So here the steps that we'll be following are already known to us. All right, so this step is basically exposing your field to the end user or not. Currently the system is still in the build phase. That is why I'm putting it as expose it only to the system admin. Since we have not gone through the profiles concept, I'm just enabling it for system admin, and I'll click on next here. All right, and this time what it is saying is, so the field that I'm creating, what system is asking me is the field that you are creating, do you want to add it onto the page layout which has the name as demo August 6 batch details, is what it is asking. So if you want this field to be added onto the page layout as soon as you create it, you will check this checkbox. If you don't check it here, what would happen is the field would be created, but it would not be added onto your layout. All right, so if you uncheck this one, you will not be able to see that field on the layout. All you need to do is go to that page layout on that object, edit that page layout, and then again add that field onto the page layout. All right, So I don't want to do those extra steps. That is why I'm checking this checkbox. All right. So now you all know what we are dealing with this page layout step in the field creation. In the process of field creation, now you get to know what exactly this page layout is. All right. So you can take it as an exercise where you uncheck this checkbox and see how it basically looks like, whether you are able to see that field on the page layout or not. Right. If you don't see that, one way to fix that is click on that page layout, edit it, and then drag and drop your field from the palette onto your screen, onto your page layout to the desired location. All right. So that is the previous class. Feel free to try this option. All right. So this is nothing but adding your field onto the page layout. All right. So I'll click on this next here, and this step is basically about adding your related list. Adding the related list, what I'll do here is I'll make a change here. And I'll say related list. All right. So I'm just putting the name as demo August 6 related list, and I'll copy this value, and you also basically keep this name in mind, and we'll discuss this point shortly. Right, we'll discuss this point shortly, and I'm basically saying that this related list that I'm creating should be added onto all the account page layouts. All right. So we'll see this. What is this? Add a custom related list to the account page layout shortly. But what I want you people to do is remember this name on step 6, which says add custom related list, is what you have to remember. We'll revisit this point in next couple of minutes. All right. So this is your field creation process. So what I'm doing here is I'm clicking on save. All right. So what has happened is we have basically created a lookup relationship to account. So what is that field that we have created? We have created a field called account, and its API name is account __ C, and the data type that we have is lookup, which is pointing to the account. So that is what we have created here. All right. Now it's time for testing what we have created, and this basically clears out all the confusions that you have. If you have any questions, this process of testing this functionality or testing this what we have built will clear out all the confusions that you have. All right. So what I'll do is I'll click on new button. All right. I'll click on this new button, and remember in the description of the lookup, what it was saying is, it says that upon creating a lookup, it says, if I click on that lookup, all right, let me just bring up that definition so that it would be easier to understand. So I click on this new button, all right. All right. So basically what I am doing here is I'm basically clicking on a new field just so that I can get this definition up on the parallel screen so that I can show it to you. All right. So what is this lookup relationship doing? It is creating a relationship that links this object to another object. All right. If I go back to the previous tab, so this relationship field, lookup relationship that I have created, is just a field which helps me connect this demo object with another object, which is nothing but my account. All right. That is your first part of your definition. All right. And the second part, what it is saying is this relationship field allows user to click on a lookup icon to select a value from the pop-up list. All right. So this is the lookup icon that the definition is talking about. This lookup icon that you can see is the lookup icon that it was talking about. And if I click on this one, there would be a pop-up screen that comes up. All right. This is how the pop-up screen basically looks like. All right, let me just pull that up. All right, so this is how your pop-up screen will look like. All right, now what the definition is saying is, it is saying that upon clicking on the pop-up icon, right, the relationship field allows the user to click on a lookup icon to select a value from the pop-up list. All right, you can select a value from the pop-up list, and the other object is the source of the values in that list. So what it is saying is the third part. So second part is saying that this lookup icon, if you click, there would be a pop-up screen, is what it is saying. The pop-up screen will come up and you can select a value is what it is saying. All right, you can select a value is what it is saying. All right. Now from this list that I have, I can select a value. So what all values I can select? It is saying that you can select a other object value from this list. All right. So you are on the demo object, demo August 6 object. You can select the other object that you have mentioned in the lookup. What is the other object that I've mentioned in the lookup is I've mentioned a lookup as account. I've mentioned the lookup as account. So as soon as you click on that lookup icon, you will get a list of accounts. All right. From that list, you can select any of the item that you know of. All right. So what I'll do is I'll search for one account which says any account you can select. All right. You can basically click that account. So what happens is this value is auto-populated. This value is populated as soon as I click on that. So I'll just save this record with some information. All right. So let me just save this record. I'll show you how it basically looks like. All right. So what I've done, from that pop-up list, I've selected a account value. And I'll click on save. All right. So as per the definition, there is a lookup icon that is there. If I click on that lookup icon, I can select a value from that pop-up list. What is that value that I've selected for? As per our example, I've selected an account value from that pop-up list. All right. Now, if you see, as soon as I hover on this account, there is a kind of a link that is coming up. And if I click on this link, it would take me to the account page. Where I have all the details of that account. All right. What I'll do is I'll basically do that process again. All right. So what I've done so far is just by creating this relationship, I'm tagging this demo object with this account. All right. How was I able to do that? I was able to create a lookup field which is basically helping me tag this demo record with this account. All right. So what I'll do is I'll basically press and hold Control and click on this link so that it would open on a different tab. All right. All right. I just need it for one quick thing. So I'll do that. So what I've done is I've opened this account in a different tab. All right. Now what has happened is I was able to navigate to this account record just by clicking on that link. So if I want to know what account it is, I can basically click on that link, open it in a different tab, and I can basically go through those details. Instead of if I want this information to be coming on the screen, what I have to do is again I have to create all the fields that I have on the account. Instead of doing it, I'm connecting those objects via lookup relationship field. All right. I'm doing this process by making use of lookup relationship field on my child. All right. So if you ask me what exactly we have done is there is this account object, and there is this demo object. All right. So for that, what I've done is I've created a record called, I've basically tagged this demo record with this Farmer Corporation, the account name Farmer Corporation, with a demo record which says D05. I'll put it as D5. This is the relationship that I've created. On this child record, if I click on that account, it would take me to that farmer account page, Farmer Corporation page. All right. So now what I'll do is I'll do this process for 2 more times so that I can create one-to-many relationship. All right. So what I'll do is I'll make use of this clone button. What exactly it will do is it will basically copy that information. I'll do it again. What exactly this clone button will do is it is like a copy the information that I have on the screen, and it would put me into a different record. So either you can create a new record or use a clone record if you want this existing information coming onto your screen. All right. So I'll click on this clone button. All right. I'll change this email ID because we have made it as a unique field, and I'll click on save. Now what has happened is I've added one more record. I have added one more relation to the farmer field. I've created one more record to my farmer field, which is D6. All right. What I'll do is I'll again clone this one just to show you one more point. So I'll clone this button and I'll make this change and click on save. So now what has happened? D7 record got created. D7 record got created. Alright, I'll create this D7 value. Alright. So as per my understanding, D5, D6, D7 are connected to this farmer corporation account. Alright. So what I'll do is I'll go to that account. How can I go? If I want to get to know the details of this account, I can basically click on this link and it would take me to this account page. Alright. So this is the account page where we have all the details of that account. But what I'm focused right now is I just wanted to see if this relationship is created or not. Whether this farmer corporation of Florida is having D5, D6, D7 connected records or not. Alright. So that is what I'm looking for. Where can you get that information is if you scroll down, there is a related list that you can see. Right? If I refresh the screen once, right, there is a related list that comes up which says Demo August 6 related list. Alright. I've asked you to remember this name while creating that field on step 6. I've asked you to basically remember this name on step 6 of our field creation. What it was saying is, it was asking me, do you want to add this related list section onto the account or not? I've said that yes, I want to add this related list onto the account. So that is where it was created, that related list with this name. All right. Now what has happened is I can basically see 3 records that are connected to my account. On the account, I can see 3 records that I've created. Right. Those are the Demo August 6 related list. If you see this diagram, it is similar to this records. It is similar to this records. If you ask me how can that diagram is similar to this one is, I'll just modify this diagram that you are seeing in a way so that it would resemble to the one that is looking on the screen. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the farmer corporation just like how we have on this account page, and to that farmer what I have is I have a related list where I can see the list of records. So it is like SD05 record, and to that same farmer there is another connection record that is created, that is nothing but SD06, and we have the another account which is saying that SD07. Alright. So what we are able to do is we were able to create a relationship between this account and this SD record or the demo record. Alright. So how we are able to do that? We were able to do that using a lookup relationship. Alright. So what you can visualize is if this is a parent, these are the childs that you are creating to it. Alright. C1, C2 and C3. Alright. So this is how we can basically create a relationship. Right? This is how we can basically create a relationship. How it will help you is you don't have to again fill out the same details on this page. Rather, you can basically reuse the record which already holds that account information. All you need to do is tag that record to this object. Alright. In this case, you are tagging this account record to this Demo August 6 record. Alright. Now, what I'll do is, so now we were able to understand that I have this farmer account, Farmer Corporation of Florida account, and for that I've connected this demo records. Alright. So now what I'll do is, if I go to the related list, I have an option to basically open my childs from my account. Alright. I can also create a record from my account page itself. Alright. So if I do this one, what would happen is there would be another link or another child that would be added to the account. Alright. So if I go back to the account record again, this time you will see 4 childs that are added to this account. Alright. So that is how you can basically create this relationship. So if you ask me how this example is related to the branch details scenario that we have discussed is, if you think that the farmer account as a Apollo account, so for that Apollo account, what I have created 4 records, which is kind of a location details is what you can visualize. Alright, for an Apollo account, I have Gachibowli location, Madhapur, let's say Kondapur and maybe Secunderabad. All right. So these are all the locations that we have for this account, right? For this account, we have this multiple locations connected to it, right? You have multiple locations connected to it. You can visualize this 5, 6, 7, 8 are the locations for that account. All right. So that is how you can basically make use of the existing record and tag it to the new records that you are creating, so that information can be reused. Right. If you are from the database background, it is just like tagging two different records. It is like using the primary key and the foreign key concept. All right. We are just basically binding them or connecting them using the field called lookup relationship. Right, so that is how you can basically connect those two things. Now, all right, so that is a lookup relationship. All right, now if I go back to this demo object, and click on this new, I can create this record without entering that field. I can also create this record without entering any field. Right? I have not populated any account here. Right? I can do that. If it is a lookup relationship, I can basically create a lookup record without adding it to any of the account. That is possible using your lookup relationship. Right? So that point we'll see. But now what we do is, I want you to basically guess what would happen if I delete one of the record that is tagged to this account. If I'm deleting this D6, if I'm deleting this D5 record, what would happen to this entire structure? What I want you people to guess out is, if I delete one of the child record, which is the demo 5 record, right? If I delete that one, what would happen to this entire structure? All right, so let me remove this one. All right. From this structure, if I delete D5 record, what would happen to the entire structure? This is my farmer account record. If I delete this D5 record, will the entire structure will be deleted, or just this D5 record will be deleted? What would happen on the parent? Will there be anything that would happen on the parent? What would be the impact of deleting the D5 on the other records? Is what the question is. If I delete this D5 record from the system, what would happen to the parent and what would happen to the childs? Right, this is our parent, which is nothing but account object, and childs are nothing but our demo record. What would happen to the entire structure? This is account, this is demo record, right? So what would happen to that entire structure? All right, so what I'll do is, I'll basically delete that record. I'll delete that D5 record. Where is my D5 record? This is my D5. How to delete a record in Salesforce is, click on this delete button. All right, I'm deleting this record. But to show you this difference, what I am doing is, I'll go to this account page. All right, and currently if I refresh this screen, this account which says Farmer Corporation of Florida has 4 childs here. All right, now what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to delete this D5 record or SD5 record. All right, so I'll click on this delete here. Salesforce is asking, are you sure you want to delete this record? I'll say okay. All right, and once that record is deleted, currently I don't see that D5 value here. So what I'll do is, I'll go to this account and refresh the screen. So if I'm refreshing the screen, I'll get to know what has happened to my D6, D7, and what would happen to my farmer account. All right, if I refresh the screen, I still see my Farmer Corporation of Florida record, and if I scroll down, I only see 3 childs here. That means D6, D7, and D8 are still in the system. D6, D7, and D8 are still in the system. All right, I can see the data, but what is missing? I have deleted D5. All right, now just by doing that exercise, what I got to know is, only D5 is removed from the system, but rest all records are still intact. All right, rest all records are still intact. right? Rest all records are still in the system and we can see them. D5 got removed and we also have D8. Let me just put that here. So only what was removed? Only the D5 link was removed. D5 link was removed. So this link got removed. I can see my parent record. I can see my account record here on the top, that is still there, and I have this D6 record which is still there, D7 still intact to the account, right? Still connected to the account, and D8 record is also still connected to the account. All right. Now, if I do the reverse thing, if I do the deletion of my parent record, now what I want to do is this time I want to delete the parent itself. This time I want to delete the parent record itself. I want to delete this parent record. Now help me understand what would happen to the childs. What would happen to the childs? Whether the link would be removed or whether the entire records will be removed. Whether the link would be removed or the entire records would be removed from the system. Alright, let's quickly test this out. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to delete the account that is connected to this D6, D7 and D8 records. Alright. So I want to basically delete this account from the system and I want to see what would happen to my childs, what would happen to the childs. Alright. So what I'm doing is I'm deleting this account which says Farmer Corporation of Florida. I'll delete this record. Now if I delete this record, so what it is saying, there is a contract that is related to this. Alright. Alright. Seems like there is some kind of a related information to this record. Let's do one thing. Let's basically pick another record and just update this information. Let's pick some record so that we don't get into this errors. Alright. So I'm just selecting another random record which says DML error 1 and I'll just repeat this process. Alright. Just to make sure that we understand this point, I'm just doing this update. So I'm just changing the account that these records are connected to. Instead of Farmer Corporation of Florida, I'm just updating it to DML error 1 record. Right? Still the structure remains same, just the record has been updated. So what has happened now is instead of Florida, we are connected to DML error 1. DML error 1. Alright. So why I was not able to delete that record is there is some related information that is there in the system, that is why it is not allowing me to delete that record. Alright. So I'll just show you that record again. This is my DML error 1 record, and for which I have D6, SD6, SD7 and SD8 records connected to it. Alright. SD6, SD7, SD8 records connected to it. Alright. Now what I'll do is I'll delete this DML error record which is similar to the account that we have deleted. Alright. So if I delete this record, it is saying that are you sure you want to delete it? I'll say okay. Alright. So now that DML error 1 record got deleted, now what has happened is this DML error record got deleted. Now I just wanted to understand what would happen to the D6, D7 and D8. D6, D7 and D8. Right. So if I quickly refresh the screen, help me understand what is missing here. Help me understand what is missing here. Alright. If you see, this account information is lost. Account information is lost. Alright. Account information is lost. So that means there is an account that is basically tagging this all the records. Now this is removed. All the records are losing that information on that field. Right? If there is no account, there is no point of having that value populated in the system. So what Salesforce is doing is it is removing that information on the connected records. It is basically removing that information on the connected records. I'll basically refresh the other records to see if that is already applying. Alright. So I've done it for D6. What I'll do is I'll refresh this D7, but pay attention to this field. Alright. As soon as I ask the system to get me the latest record, what it is saying is I'll get to that latest record, but since that account is missing, I'm removing this field. Field is what it is saying. Alright. So if I do the same thing for account D8, you'll not see that DML error account connected to this one. Alright. So in your lookup relationship, if you delete your child on your parent related list, you will not see that extra record. All right, in the parent related list, you will not see that extra record. But if you delete the parent itself, your child's information will be still in place. Your child information will be still in place, but you will not lose the information of your child. But you will not lose the information of your child. But what information will be missed on your child's, that lookup field will be missing out the parent information. If I have a D6 connected to a account DML error 1, so that information will be lost in your lookup relationship. That information will be lost in your lookup relationship. All right. So that is the thing about lookup relationship. All right. That is the thing about lookup relationship. So if you ask me when we'll be using a lookup relationship is if you want to connect two different objects, that is where you will use lookup relationship. You can also use master detail relationship. We'll understand how to use that in our Monday's class. For time being, you can make use of lookup relationship to connect two different objects. So what is the relationship that we have created so far is we have created one-to-many relationship, where for one account I've connected to three different records. One account record is connected to three different records, three different demo records. All right. Now, what are the steps to basically create your lookup relationship is, first identify which one is your parent and which one is your child. All right. How to create the lookup relationship? First, identify which one is your parent and which one is your child. So what is the second step? In order to identify which one is your parent, which one is your child, easier way to identify the parent is to understand the functionality. Easier way to understand your parent, what is your parent and what is your child, easier way to do it is understand the functionality. Example, we'll have one account for which you will have multiple contacts, right? So if you go to basically any kind of if you basically look for any kind of a company, they would give you multiple contact numbers depending on your issue. If you want to reach out to the customer care, they'll give you one number. If you want to reach out to the help desk, they'll give you one number. If you want to basically reach out to the business marketing side people, they'll give you one number. All right, it is similar to the one-to-many relationship that we have discussed. For an account, you would have multiple contacts. Contact of your CEO, contact of your front desk, contact of your vice president, contact of your security team, contact of your, let's say, maybe ITS team, right? You would have multiple contacts. If you basically draw this diagram in a horizontal way, this becomes like this. For a given account, you will have multiple contacts, right? So easier way to understand your parent and child is understanding your functionality. An example is account and contact, where you have one account would have more than one or more contacts, right? One or more contacts, right? Understand your functionality and identify which one is the parent and child. How to do that? If you write the statement, if you understand the functionality and if you write a statement saying that for this account I have multiple contacts, you say, if you understand the functionality and you came to a conclusion that for a given account if I have multiple contacts, then you can say that account is your parent in that scenario, right? For if you have an object A and object B, all right, after understanding your functionality from your business, who can give you that functionality? Your business will let you know what needs to be done, right? They'll give you a kind of a scenario. If they say that if they say that object A has multiple childs which are of type B, right? If they say the statement say that one object record A has multiple, or if they say that object A record has multiple records of type object B, right? In that case account A object becomes your parent, A becomes your parent, and the child becomes your multiple records, child becomes your B, right? So simply understand your requirement and write this statement. Just answer this question: which object has multiple records connected to it, right? If the A object has multiple B records connected to it, then in that case B becomes your child and A becomes your parent. All right. Now, so once you have identified that, draw the parent and child structure, right? So after completing your step 2 where you have identified your parent and child, draw that parent structure. What is that parent structure? Either you can draw this diagram or the diagram that I'm showing you on the top. Either you can write this kind of a structure where it says account can have multiple contacts, where it says contact 2, contact 3, contact 4. Either you can draw this diagram or the above diagram, same diagram. Account 1 has this many contacts. Alright. Now what is the step 3 is draw that parent and child structure, which is nothing but either this one or this one. Just the way that I've shown you that diagram is different, but the both are depicting the same information. Alright. Draw the parent structure, see if that is matching with what you are trying to build. Right. If the see if your functionality is matching with the diagram that you have drawn. All right. So if the requirement, if the functionality is saying that one account would have more than one contact, right? So that is the requirement. If you go through this diagram, for one account you have more than one contacts. All right. So the diagram that you have drawn is matching. So if you ask me to draw a diagram which is not matching with the requirement, right? If I've given it two objects, I can come up with two diagrams. The two diagrams are nothing but the one that I'm already showing you here, which is this one. What is the second diagram? Second diagram is nothing but I can create contact for which I have multiple accounts. Right? Account 1, account 2, account 3, and so on. Alright. If I read through this second scenario, what exactly it is saying is, what is happening is, for one contact I have more than one account connected to it. For one contact I have more than one account connected to it. Is the second scenario matching with the problem statement or the functionality that is being discussed by your client? The answer is no. So that means this is not the structure that you need to build. You have to go ahead with the scenario 1, right, where it says for one account I have more than one contacts. For one account you have more than one contacts. All right. So that is how you can basically identify the structure. All right. Step 1 is basically identify your parent and child. In order to do that, we are using the step 2 that is following up. All right. Easier way to identify that is to understand the functionality, and your client is saying that account can have multiple contacts. I'm just taking an example here. You can basically apply it for any of the objects. They can say that one account can have multiple questions, or they can say that one work order can have multiple work details. They can say that for a one opportunity they can have more than one opportunity line items. They can say that for an account they can have multiple install products. All right, this equation applies to any of the thing. What is the third step is saying? Third step is saying that draw that parent and child structure. Parent and child structure, which is nothing but identify your parent, keep it at the top, and connect them with the childs, connecting with the childs by writing this diagram. All right. Now compare your step 2 understanding with the diagram that you have drawn. If this is the structure that has been finalized, that is where you come to the fourth step, which says create a field of type relationship on your child. Create a field of type relationship. This relationship can be lookup or a master detail. For now, what we have looked at relationship as lookup. Right? We have created a relationship called lookup on your child, and this field will be connecting the parent object during your field creation. So what is this fourth step is talking about? Fourth step is talking about create a field of type relationship. So that is why on my child in our example, the demo SD record, right, the demo August 6 record, what I have done, I've basically created a field on my child which is of type relationship, and this field will be connecting my parent object during the field creation, right? So during the field creation, it is asking me to which object I need to connect to. So that is why what it is saying is this field that I'm creating on the child is basically helping me link to the other object, all right? I can basically select any object, any account record here. I can click on save. This field that I have is basically connecting me to the other object that I have in the system. All right. This lookup field on my child is basically helping me to connect to the parent parent as per the description that we have on the field, as per the definition of our field, right? So while creating this field, while creating this account field, what I've told the system is I want to connect to the account. So upon clicking on this lookup icon, you can basically select the account from that pop-up list. You can select the account from that pop-up list, right? So that is your lookup relationship. Couple of points that you need to remember is lookup basically helps you connect two different objects. And the second point is, it is not a mandatory field. It is not a mandatory field. You can still create a record without populating that information. And third point is, once you delete a child record, your parent would be still in place and the other childs will also be there in the system. All right. But when you delete your parent, the lookup relationship information, that is basically the childs that are connected to the parent would lose their parent information. The childs that are connected to the parent would basically lose out that information. All right. So that is what this lookup does. All right. That is what this lookup does. All right. In Monday's class, what we'll do is we'll extend this topic for another concept, which is nothing but master detail relationship, the second type of a relationship that we are going to discuss. All right. So then what we'll do is once we complete that discussion, then we'll understand how this lookup and a master detail relationship are different. All right. For now, an exercise for you is to basically connect your work order with account. Connect your work order object with your account. All right. Follow the steps that I've told you. And make use of this example that we have discussed to basically create that relationship. What I want is I want to basically create a relationship between my account and work order. The functionality is, for an account, I can have multiple work orders. I would repeat, the functionality is, I want to connect my account and work order. The functionality is, one account can have multiple work orders. One account can have multiple work orders. Feel free to write out this requirement and feel free to build this structure in your free time, and then we'll discuss this structure and its advantages. All right, we have basically touched the technicality part, and once we complete that lookup and master detail relationship, I'll tell you the actual importance of using this lookup or a master detail relationship fields. All right, so this is more kind of a technical. All right, once we get to know how to use the master detail relationship, then I'll tell you the advantages that we get depending on the scenarios, which one we need to pick. Those are discussions that we'll do once we complete both the topics. All right, I've given you the steps. The requirement is, for one account, there can be one or more work orders. All right, so this is your requirement. Feel free to take that as a homework and basically build the structure, and we'll see that in Monday's class. All right, any questions related to this topic, I'll basically answer that once we complete the entire discussion for lookup relationship and the master detail relationship. For now, just follow the exercise that I've given you, and we'll take it to the next level in our Monday's class. All right, so yeah, in case if you have any questions, feel free to ping me. I'll basically consolidate all the questions and I'll answer them in the Monday's class. All right, so if you ask me just before I leave you guys, so the things that we have discussed today is, we have basically gone through the concept called lookup relationship, and we have basically connected our demo object with the account object. All right, in the Monday's class, I'll show you one more concept, which is nothing but master detail relationship. It also connects two different objects. We'll understand what is the difference between those two things, and I'll give you a couple of scenarios when to pick a lookup relationship or when to pick up a master detail relationship. All right, I'll open up the session for Q&A for 5 minutes. I'll answer all this Q&A that you have in after completing our Monday's class, where we will discuss what is a master detail relationship, compare lookup and master detail relationship, and post that we'll understand when to use a lookup relationship or when exactly a lookup comes into a play, and we'll understand when a master detail relationship comes into the play. So for that point to be understood, you have to basically do this exercise. I have given you the steps that I have used to basically help you people understand that lookup relationship concept, and I've also given you a task. Feel free to complete that activity. You should be able to understand a piece of that puzzle, right? You will be understanding the first piece in that puzzle. All right, in Monday's class we'll understand the other remaining parts in that puzzle. So if you are creating an app in Lightning, that usually will not come in your classic application. The reason being, it is how it is built. Like it is how the Salesforce Lightning applications are built, right? All right. So that is all we have for today's class. In case if you have any other items that you need to look at, feel free to continue. All right, feel free to drop off. And if you have any questions, feel free to ping me. I'll consolidate everything and I'll let you know in our Monday's class. All right, yeah, maybe that makes sense. Maybe I'll show it now. People who have already dropped off, in case you've already done, I'll do it on Monday's class as well. All right, if I refresh the screen, see, there is a kind of a link that has been created. This link is nothing but a lookup relationship. Right? Earlier, these two things were two different entities. Now they are connected. All right. So this point, I'll basically come back to this point on Monday's class, and we'll see what would happen if I change this relationship to a master detail relationship. All right. All right. So I'll wait for another 3 more minutes. In case if you have any questions related to this relationship concept, feel free to ping me, and you'll get all this answered in our